Can we get mad after tonight? No. The right woman and the right man won their respective Royal Rumble matches. But on a scale of 1 star to 5 stars, 1 being completely terrible, 5 being amazing, I gotta give this match, I gotta give this event a 2. And you're gonna ask me why. 1? No, actually 3. 1, the right woman won the Women's Royal Rumble match. We just didn't know how that was gonna happen. Becky won. I'm giving that a 1 star in itself. Applaud to you. 2, both women's championship matches were just fantastic. Asuka and Becky to kick off the show. Then we got Ronda and Sasha later on in the night. Fantastic. Those 4 women literally just knocked it out of the park tonight. Loved it. That's the 2nd star. 3rd star. Finn really showed up tonight. Not really as the demon, but nonetheless, Brock Lesnar, and I said this on the podcast, if Brock Lesnar wants to work with a Pacific superstar, he's willing to work. And Brock Lesnar, he is one hell of a exceptional seller. He sold the ribs. He sold it. I'm telling you, people are yet to say, hey, I hate Brock Lesnar. But then again, if he's willing to work with a certain somebody that he wants to work with, he's willing to put in the work. Now, we all may hate his schedule, but the man is willing to work. And I'm okay with that. That's why I'm giving it 3 stars. The reason why I'm not giving this a 4 star, I was going to give it a 4. After we saw Asuka versus Becky, The Miz and Shane versus The Bar, then we got Ronda versus Sasha. Instead of going with the men's Royal Rumble on the 4th match of the card, why did you give us the women's Royal Rumble match? That I just didn't understand why. That in itself just took away 1 star from me. Why are you giving me the women's Royal Rumble match before the men? Last year, the women's Royal Rumble main evented the Royal Rumble event last year in Philadelphia. Why is the men main eventing the Royal Rumble match? I mean, the event. Why? And if you really think about it, the men's Royal Rumble was less hype than the women. The women had more hype to their Rumble match than the men did because of the speculation of Becky Lynch, the anticipation if Becky was going to be in this women's Royal Rumble match. She did. That's where this Rumble event fucked up for me. And look what happened after the women's Royal Rumble match. AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan. The crowd was dead. The crowd was so exhausted after what happened with Becky winning the entire Royal Rumble match for the women. You can tell how the crowd was dead. That championship match between Daniel Bryan and AJ only went 24 minutes. Why are you giving me 24 minutes between these two? And then after that championship match, you got Brock versus Finn, only lasted 8 minutes. This event ended literally 6 minutes before midnight. This event ended at 11:54 at night, late in the night. Going into Monday morning. They have to cut off the hours. And this is what happens when you put too much matches in one card. This is what happens when you put too much matches in one freaking card. Instead of 3 pre-show matches, you should have just gave us 1. Simple. Why are we getting Bobby Roode and Chad Gable versus Razor and Scott Dawson? Why are we getting that match? Why? And then we got Nakamura versus Rusev for the U.S. title. Nakamura won the title. Why? Why? And then we got Buddy Murphy, which was, I'm not going to lie to you, I did watch that matchup. I did watch the Fatal 4 match for the Cruiserweight Championship. That matchup was good for what it was. But if anything, you should feature the Cruiserweights in the main show. Take off a matchup. Take off a match. Honestly, Asuka versus Becky, that matchup was great. That matchup was great. We'll go over that here in the review. The Miz and Shane versus the Bar, it was just complete terrible. Nobody cared. I was literally tweeting on my phone. I didn't even care about this match because everybody knew that the Miz and Shane was going to beat the Bar. Even though in the preview and predictions video I did on Friday, I set the Bar to win. I'm wrong. Okay. That's fine. I don't care. Sometimes you're wrong. Sometimes you're right. Ronda versus Sasha. That match was fantastic. That could have been the match of the night. That could have been the match of the night. Between Ronda and Sasha. Match was good for what it was. They went 13 minutes. The match was great. Great. Fine. But then you just gave me the Women's Royal Rumble match. You should have just gave us the men. You should have just gave us the men's Rumble on that spot. And then on the main event, you give us the Women's Rumble. Honestly, match order was completely fucked up. Match order was completely fucked up tonight. They fucked up the entire fucking atmosphere of the crowd after the Women's Royal Rumble match. And mind you, you want to know how long the Women's Royal Rumble match lasted? An hour and 12 minutes. That is way too long for one Royal Rumble match. An hour and 12 minutes. After, like, the first, for the female Rumble, the first, like, 22, 23 entrants, boring. Boring. Until it got interesting on the last 7. The last 6 or 7. It got interesting. It got very interesting. Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles, the match was boring. The crowd was technically dead for this match. They went 24 minutes, whatever. Whatever. The match that they had at TLC was much better than they did tonight. Then you got Brock versus Finn Balor. Match went 8 minutes. Yeah. I mean, we all expected Finn to lose to Brock. I obviously picked Brock to beat Finn. If you pick Finn Balor to beat Brock Lesnar, you're a complete fool. You're a completely fucking fool. And then we got the men's Rumble. We got Rollins winning. I mean, I predicted Rollins to win. For me, it was either going to be Rollins or McIntyre. McIntyre got eliminated during the matchup. We got Rollins to win. That's fine. I'm okay with it. But honestly, they fucked up the entire match card for the show. Instead of giving us the men's Rumble in the middle of the show, and then give us the women in the main event, why are you giving us the women first and then the men? The women's Rumble had much more anticipation and a lot more hype than the men's Rumble does. Think about it. Think about it. But this is your Royal Rumble review. I'm, of course, Chris. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the Rumble, smash that like button as hard as you possibly can. Be sure to comment down below what you guys thought of the Rumble. What order in the match card would you have changed? Because match order tonight was completely crucial. Comment down below what you guys thought of the Rumble. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn that bell for all notifications. Follow me on Twitter at Chris from Loring, and I'll follow you guys right back. Let's begin with this Royal Rumble review for your Sunday, January 27th, 2019. So first match we got Asuka defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Becky Lynch. I'm not going over the pre-show, but if you guys want to know the pre-show, we got Bobby Roode and Chad Gable defeating Razor and Scott Dawson. We got Nakamura defeating Rusev to win the U.S. title, and Buddy Murphy defeated Tozawa, Atami, and Kalisto to retain the Cruiserweight Championship. Let's begin, man. Let's begin. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I just want to get this review now for you guys. So the event kicked off. And remember how I said on the podcast on Friday that match order was going to be crucial if you're going to add Becky Lynch to the matchup. I predicted it was going to be first or second in the card. This matchup kicked off the Royal Rumble event. You had that feeling. You heard Becky Lynch's music to kick off the Rumble event. You knew. From that standpoint, you knew Becky was going to be in the Women's Royal Rumble match. This matchup was great. Becky versus Asuka, they brought it tonight. They really brought it. They really brought it, people. They really brought it. This matchup was great. It was a great matchup to kick off the Rumble. I loved it. Lynch with a kick and now a super backsploder for a 2 count. Lynch misses the leg drop and now right onto the Asuka lock. But now Lynch has the Asuka lock to roll through for a 2 count. And Asuka with a kick and a disarmer by Lynch and a roll through for a 2 count. And again, Asuka lock again. This time Becky tapped out. The matchup was great. Not gonna lie to you guys. The matchup was great. Why is Becky Lynch tapping out? Why? I just want to know. Why is Becky Lynch tapping out? And I said this on the podcast back on Friday. I said it on the podcast on Friday. If you're going to build up Becky Lynch to be in the Women's Royal Rumble, how is she going to get through this championship match? You can't pin her. You can't make her submit. So this match has to end by either a disqualification or a countout. Why is Becky Lynch tapping out to the Asuka lock? I just don't know why. I really scratched my head a little bit during that ending. I just don't know why that ending happened. It was a great match though. It was a great match. Becky brought Asuka to her limit on this matchup, but the matchup was really good. The matchup was really great. You guys can tell how tired I am from watching over 7 hours of wrestling. My God. But Asuka retains the SmackDown Women's Championship. She can possibly... I see Asuka going into WrestleMania as the SmackDown Women's Champion. Very possible. But we got 2 more pay-per-views. We got the Chamber and we got Fastlane before WrestleMania in MetLife Stadium. So Asuka retains the SmackDown Women's Championship over Becky Lynch in a great match to kick off the Royal Rumble. Then we got a match that I don't care about. We got The Miz and Shane versus Cesaro and Sheamus for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. You guys want to know who won? You guys care? You know? Okay. Miz and Shane win. Sheamus was going for the bro kick, hit Cesaro instead. Miz hit Sheamus with a skull crusher finale. Shane with a shooting star press for the win. Did you care? They're doing this just for the Miz's father. And mind you, Miz and Shane are SmackDown Tag Team Champions in 2019, before the Usos. Let that sink in. Just let that sink in. Sunk in? Okay. Miz and Shane win the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Don't care. Don't give a flying fuck. Sasha Banks Bay versus Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's Championship. This was a hard-hitting match. Fantastic. I just loved it. Loved it. But like Sasha said, and she said this in an interview a couple weeks ago, this build only got 3 weeks to breathe. You know how Sasha's old school? She's very old school. That's what I love about Sasha. She's very old school. If you're going to do a build, let it last a little longer. Let it marinate a little longer. This match only had 3 weeks of build. And we got this fantastic match. I can imagine if the build was longer. Let me say this now. This was Ronda Rousey's best match in the main roster. This is Ronda Rousey's best match. Remember how I said on the podcast on Friday? Out of everybody on the Raw roster, Bayley, her best match, Sasha. Nia Jax, her best match, Sasha. And if you want to add Charlotte's best match was against Sasha. You put any woman in the ring against Sasha Banks, Sasha will give you a good match. Now, Sasha led in this match, obviously. But Ronda, this was Ronda's biggest test to date. And she did really well. She did really well. And mind you, did you guys know that Sasha Banks did not tap out? She got pinned. She got pinned. Normally, when Ronda Rousey is facing somebody else, she'll make him tap out to the armbar. That wasn't the case. That wasn't the case. Rousey retains the Raw Women's Championship. Banks with a kick and an awkward leg drop by Rousey for a 2 count. Rousey sent face first into the middle buckle and not the double stomp to the left arm. Banks with the bank statement and now a Fuji bar armbar, and Rousey breaks into a gut wrench powerbomb and now goes for Piper's Pit again. This time it lands the 3 count. After the match, Ronda and Sasha shake hands. Sasha leaves the ring. Ronda leaves the ring. Sasha comes back, goes face to face with Ronda, throws up the 4. This is the beginning. I'm going to say this now. This is the true beginning of the 4 horsewomen possibly going into a match later on this year. Will it happen at WrestleMania? No. This will not happen at WrestleMania. If anything, I see this happening at either SummerSlam, the earliest, or Survivor Series, the earliest. Meanwhile, the 4 horsewomen of NXT, they're in the main roster. Sasha, Bayley, they're on Raw. Charlotte and Becky, they're on SmackDown. Meanwhile, Ronda and her 4 horsewomen of UFC, the other 3, Shayna Baszler, Marina Shafir, Jessie Manduke, they're all done in NXT. It's only a matter of time before they get called up. It's only a matter of time. But this matchup was great. Ronda Rousey retains the Raw Women's Championship. This is the part of the night where I really scratched my head. Why are you giving me the women's 30-woman Rumble match before the men? This right here should have been the men's Royal Rumble match. Then in the main event, we get the women. And like I said in the beginning of this review, the women's Rumble match had much more hype and more anticipation than the men. And if you guys saw the men's Royal Rumble, you guys know how that ended up. But we got the women's Royal Rumble match. I scratched my head during this. I'm like, okay, this is where creative completely fucked up. We're going to go over the entrance. Lacey Evans with number 1. Natalya with number 2. She lasted 55 minutes and 58 seconds in this match. Natalya was the Iron Woman in this Women's Royal Rumble match. Mandy Rose came in number 3. Liv Morgan came in number 4. She lasted 8 seconds. Mickie James number 5. Ember Moon number 6. Billie Kay number 7. Nikki Cross number 8. Peyton Royce comes in number 9. Tamina 10. Exia Lee from NXT comes in number 11. Sarah Logan 12. Charlotte 13. Now, I said this to myself here. Let's say, for example, Becky never entered the Rumble match. Let's say she never entered the Rumble. Would Charlotte be the winner? Yeah. And I said this to my friend while I was watching it in his house. If Becky was not going to enter this matchup, if Becky's not entering this Rumble match, Charlotte's winning. Charlotte's winning. Kairi Sane comes in at 14. Maria Kanellis comes in at 15. Naomi 16. Candice LeRae, the wife of Johnny Gargano, comes in at 17. Alicia Fox comes in at 18. Casey, I can't pronounce her last name. Casey Cantanazzo, I think that's her last name. She's in NXT. She comes in at 19. Zelina Vega comes in at 20. I loved how they did. They brought in Candice LeRae and Zelina Vega. You got that all Miss Gargano magic from last year, and they put it in this Rumble match, which I love. Big detail. I love that. Ruby Riott comes in 21. Dana Brooke, 22. Io Shirai, 23. Rhea Ripley comes in at 24. Sonya Deville, 25. Alexa Bliss, 26. Bayley came in at 27. Lana was supposed to come in at 28. But Becky Lynch took her spot. Lana was announced as the 28th entrant, but due to an ankle injury, she was unable to compete, and Lynch was allowed to take her spot. So Lynch came in at 28. Nia Jax came in at 29. And Carmella, winning the Mixed Match Challenge, came in at number 30. Becky Lynch wins here. We got what we wanted in this Rumble match. We got what we wanted at the end of the day. Am I happy? Yes. But this Rumble match went too fucking long. And I read this on Twitter. And I think I got this from... Hold on, give me a second here. Let me find the tweet. If I can find it on my cell phone real quick. Yeah, I found this on Twitter. And I found this, and what JD said, literally, he said this, and I want to say it here on Twitter, here on the review. Honestly, he spoke the truth on this whole entire thing. JD says, and I quote, "I want you all to listen to me. This isn't that I am unhappy. Becky winning is the right move. Becky's story was enough, but the injury angle was unnecessary and dragged out this ending to the Women's Royal Rumble. And honestly took away from the overall story and dragged it along." I agree with him. But Becky Lynch wins here. Lynch and Charlotte is left now with Jax attacking Lynch before she got back into the ring. Not eliminated, by the way. Lynch is in the ring now. And Charlotte goes after the knee. When Nia Jax pushes Lynch off the stairs, she landed awkwardly on her knee. And that was the big point in this matchup. Everybody was thinking after that knee injury from Lynch, oh, Charlotte's going to win. Charlotte was going to win. I didn't think so. Lynch is in the ring now, and right after the knee is Charlotte. Lynch with a kick, and now a suplex to Lynch. Charlotte gets eliminated by Becky Lynch. Lynch wins the Women's Royal Rumble. She is on her way to WrestleMania. Obviously, Becky is going after Ronda. Remember what Vince said after the TLC? That Charlotte and Becky has to find a way to get to Ronda? Becky already has her way. I mean, even though I want to see a Charlotte versus Ronda too, I wouldn't mind seeing it after what happened at Survivor Series. Was a fantastic matchup. And they only had 3 days to prepare for it. Ronda and Charlotte only had 3 days to prepare for their matchup. First Survivor Series. And look how that match turned out. Becky, I think Becky's going to pick Ronda to face her at WrestleMania. Because one, that was the matchup we were supposed to get at Survivor Series. But we're getting it now at a bigger stage. Now that we're getting Becky versus Ronda, they have 69 days between now and April 7th at MetLife Stadium at WrestleMania. They got 69 days to prepare for this matchup. If the WWE right now fucks up Becky versus Ronda at WrestleMania, I swear on everything that is holy, there is no hope for this company. None. So Becky Lynch wins here. She wins the Women's Royal Rumble match. And right now on the network, right now is showing the Rumble again, and it's 1 a.m. right now. So let's see. AJ versus Daniel for the WWE Championship. Crowd was dead. Let's get that out of the way now. Let's get this out of the way. Crowd was dead. Their matchup at TLC was better than this match. Better. Way better. But awkward ending here. Awkward ending. So Bryan hits a kick in midair on. Well, AJ hits a kick in midair, and Bryan is met with a payday kick from Styles. Eric Rowan. Just got awkward. I don't know why. Eric Rowan comes out and is now at ringside, and a trade-off for shots before Styles kicks the knee repeatedly of Bryan, and now the referee's down. Styles, with the Styles Clash, almost won the matchup, and now a chokeslam to Styles by Rowan for the win, and the win for Daniel Bryan thanks to the help of Eric Rowan. So I'm guessing now Luke Harper and Eric Rowan are no longer a tag team? That's what I got from here. This matchup was boring. I'm sorry to say. An AJ Styles Daniel Bryan match? Boring? No. The crowd was dead after the Women's Rumble match. And like I said, match order was going to be crucial. What did I say? Match order was going to be crucial. Look what happened here. Crowd was dead for an AJ Styles Daniel Bryan match for the WWE Championship. Dead. Daniel Bryan retains the WWE Championship. What's going to happen next? We'll have to find out on Tuesday on SmackDown Live. Gonna have to find out. Finn Balor versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. This match was quick. This match lasted only 8 minutes. 8 minutes. For a good matchup, Finn Balor did good. And I reported this on a podcast. I think I did report it. I don't think I did, but I said it on Twitter. Lesnar was willing to work with smaller guys. He works a lot better with smaller guys. Guys like AJ, Daniel, now Finn Balor. This matchup was good. Good match. It told a story of that David versus Goliath feeling. It had that in this whole match. Brock Lesnar, and I said this in the beginning of this review, Brock Lesnar can sell. If Brock wants to face a certain superstar on Raw that he wants to face, he's willing to put in the work. Yeah, sure, his schedule's all fucked up, and honestly, nobody likes his freaking schedule. But if he's willing to put in the work against somebody that he wants to work with, he's willing to put in the work. For example, Lesnar was selling the injury to his ribs. Just how Lesnar sold the leg injury that he did against AJ back at Survivor Series 2 years ago, back at 2017. Go watch that matchup. Brock Lesnar was selling a leg injury that Styles was working on the entire match. This matchup, Finn Balor was working on Brock Lesnar's ribs. And Lesnar was selling it. Lesnar is one hell of a seller. Lesnar was one hell of a seller. So Balor targets the injured ribs of Lesnar, and Lesnar with a close-up from hell. Balor counters the F5 into a DDT for a 2 count, and now stomps Lesnar. Balor with a dive and takes out Lesnar, and again for the third time. Balor with the basement drop kick and down a coup de grace for a 2 count, and Lesnar goes for the Kimura lock for the tap out win. Great sequence there. Great sequence. Lesnar retains the Universal Championship. Post-match, Lesnar hits a few more suplexes on Balor and then an F5. Lesnar retains the Universal Championship. Finally, guys, main event. I'm exhausted. I'm just exhausted. The Men's Royal Rumble match. This should have been the Women's Rumble match. The men should have been after Ronda versus Sasha. The men should have been placed after Ronda and Sasha. The Women's Royal Rumble should have been after Lesnar and Balor. That's my opinion there. We're going to go over the entrance here. I have the entrance here also. Elias came in number 1. Jeff Jarrett, the Hall of Famer, came in number 2. We all thought EC3 was going to be in this, but no, we got Nakamura. Nakamura comes in at 3. Kurt Angle comes in at 4. Big E comes in at 5. Johnny Gargano, NXT North American Champion, comes in at number 6. Jinder Mahal, Shitty, comes in number 7. Samoa Joe comes in at 8. He played a big factor in this match. Samoa Joe lasted 24 minutes in this matchup. Kurt Hawkins comes in number 9. Seth Rollins comes in at 10. Titus O'Neil comes in number 11. I mean, if you guys were wondering, was Titus O'Neil going to replay what happened back at Saudi Arabia last year in the Greatest Royal Rumble? No, that wasn't the case here. He knew. He knew. Kofi Kingston comes in at 12. Mustafa Ali comes in at 13. Dean Ambrose comes in at 14. No Way Jose comes in at 15. He lasted quick. No Way Jose is dead. No Way Jose is dead. Drew McIntyre comes in at 16. He was one of my favorites. Xavier Woods comes in at 17. Pete Dunne, the NXT UK champion, comes in at 18. Andrade Cien Almas comes in number 19. Apollo Crews, number 20. Aleister Black comes in at 21. I was waiting for Ciampa. I was low-key waiting for Tommaso Ciampa. Shelton Benjamin comes in at 22. Baron Corbin comes in at 23. Jeff Hardy, 24. Rey Mysterio, 25. Bobby Trashley, 26. Braun Strowman, 27. Dolph Ziggler, 28. Randy Orton, 29. And R-Truth was supposed to come in number 30, but was attacked by Nia Jax, resulting in Jax taking his spot. I have a question for you guys before I review this men's Rumble match. For any of you fuckboys, and for any of you dumb, stupid wrestling fans that said, oh, Kenny Omega's going to come in at the Rumble, where you at now? Where you at now? If you guys thought that Kenny Omega was going to come into this Royal Rumble match, mind you, he's still in contract with New Japan Pro Wrestling until January 31st. If you guys thought that Kenny Omega was coming into the Royal Rumble match, you're a fucking idiot. You're a complete fucking idiot. I'm telling you, sometimes wrestling fans are the most dumbest fans on God's green earth. Why in the blue fuck would you believe at any which way possible that Kenny Omega was going to come in the Rumble and win? No. 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 Where are you? And then I've been hearing this all weekend on Twitter. Oh, Kenny Omega's going to come in at the Rumble. No. 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 If you guys thought that Kenny Omega was going to come into this Rumble, you're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. Sorry. I'm sorry, but I have to put some people in their place. I have to put some people in their place. So R-Truth comes in number 30. Nia Jax attacks him from behind before he ever gets into the ring. And Jax is heading to the ring and now takes down everyone in the ring. So I think Nia Jax now became the fourth woman to ever be in the men's Royal Rumble match. I would love to hear this. Why is Nia Jax in the men's Rumble match? You could have did anybody else. You could have at least put a surprise entrant at number 20 at number 30 instead of freaking R-Truth. Now this is why I hate the mixed match challenge. For when they announce, the winner of the mixed match challenge is gonna get number 30 in the respective Rumble matches. I hate that. I hate that. Remember back then in the old Rumble matches, we would like just anticipate who's going to be number 30. Oh, is it going to be a surprise entrant? Oh, can it be this guy or that guy? I hate that. The fact that we got a mixed match challenge, and this is where the part where I said, wow, fuck the mixed match challenge. The mixed match challenge gave us a winner for number 30 in the respective Royal Rumble matches. I hate it. Why in the fuck is Nia Jax in this match? It's a men's Royal Rumble Rumble match. This is why you have the female Royal Rumble match. This is why. Why any blue fuck is Nia Jax taking R-Truth's spot in the Rumble? Only for her to get fucked up by Dolph Ziggler, Rey Mysterio, and Randy Orton. A waste of a number 30 spot. Complete fucking waste. Complete fucking waste. I hated this. I honestly hated this. Jax is met with a super kick by Ziggler, and now a 619 by Mysterio, and now an RKO by Randy. Randy and Mysterio eliminate Jax, and now an RKO to Mysterio, and he is eliminated, and Randy eliminated by Andrade Cien. Now with Ziggler, Andrade left. Meanwhile, you had Strowman and Rollins on the outside, didn't get eliminated. Rollins was attacked by Bobby Trashley, and then Trashley just put him on through the announce table. And Strowman went under the rope, so he was never eliminated. So Strowman and Rollins was never eliminated during this match. Trading shots now, and Ziggler gets in with a few headbutts, and now Strowman mows both of them down, who's still alive, and flattens both Ziggler and Andrade Cien in two different corners, and now runs over Rollins on the outside. Ziggler with a super kick and the double knees from Andrade Cien and a zigzag to Strowman, which looked fucking weak, by the way. And now a frog splash by Rollins. Strowman eliminates Andrade Cien, and now Ziggler eliminated by Strowman. And now a super kick to Strowman and a chokeslam to Rollins. Rollins eliminates Strowman with a stomp on the apron, and is the winner. Rollins wins the men's Royal Rumble match. My prediction, he will face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania for the Universal Championship. Now, with Rollins most likely going to pick Brock at WrestleMania, what happens to the WWE Championship match at WrestleMania? We got a lot of time to predict that. I don't know. How do you book the championship match? I don't know how. But I am fucking exhausted. I am exhausted. This is the end, guys, of the Royal Rumble review. If you guys enjoyed the Rumble review and you guys enjoyed the Rumble event, hit that thumbs up. Comment down below what you guys thought of the Royal Rumble event and the men's and women's Rumble matches. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on bell for all notifications. Follow me on Twitter at Chris from Loring. I will see you guys tomorrow for a brand new week of content. We got Raw, SmackDown, NXT. We got Throwback Thursday. I might give you guys Flashback Friday. Or I'll give you Top 5 Fridays. And then Saturday, I'll give you guys a podcast. Sunday, I have no idea what to give you guys on Sunday. But whatever it is. Sunday's a Super Bowl. So I might not upload Sunday. Next Sunday, I might not upload due to the Super Bowl. And I got my Patriots winning the Super Bowl over the Rams. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that thumbs up. Comment down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I will see you guys tomorrow for Monday Night Raw review. Talk to you guys tomorrow.